Hi everyone, Happy New Year! I hope you had a really great Christmas period. Christmas if you celebrate Christmas, and whatever you did if you don't celebrate Christmas, I hope you had a really great time. I think we all kind of just sort of had a nice break in the week between Christmas and New Year's. I didn't write any blog posts, I didn't record any videos, and I didn't do any sewing, so I had a nice chill out. I did continue working though, especially on my new idea, my business, I don't know what to call it, on that idea. I did a lot of work on the branding for that, and I've got loads of stuff planned. I was pre-writing posts and stuff, so I mean I was working really just on something different, and I was very excited about it. I still haven't done too much sewing because, like I said on my Instagram, my hands have been giving me quite a bit of trouble. There's a weird little bump in a couple of my fingers that I need to have looked at, because I'm very protective of my hands considering I need them for what I want to be doing. But I'm going to show you the things that I made through December today, and I kind of have surprised myself with how many things I made. Also, if you missed the video about my new business idea, I will link that below, and also my 2018 sewing plans and my Make 9 and just general goals. There's a blog post for that linked below as well, and any of these that have a blog post, I'll link that below. So that's the quick bit out of the way. But yeah, I surprised myself with how much I managed to get done. I'm trying to keep it in chronological order, but that proves to be quite difficult at times. Oh, it's coming off the hanger. Or just talk amongst yourselves for a moment. Ooh, here we go. This I did mention in, I think it was my November video. It was this Fabric Fox fabric dress. I was sent this amazing cotton and steel stacked to grid fabric by the Fabric Fox, which is an online shop. I need to kind of tuck the lining in a bit more on it, but I made the Lilu dress by Tilly and the Buttons for it, with the idea that you can sew summer patterns and use them in the winter. So and I styled it with a turtleneck underneath, which worked really well. And even though I usually have stuff like cinched in like at the waist, I kept this quite wide because I thought if I'm wearing a chunky jumper underneath, then I can. And also in the summer, because it's quite a weighty, not like a heavyweight cotton, but it's like it's quite dense. Then I thought in the summer it would probably be nice to have it a bit looser, or if I want to, I can belt it. So that's that one, just hang that up there. I haven't spoken yet today. Mum and Hugo, my little brother, have gone back to work and school today, so I haven't spoken yet. You're the first that I've spoken to. Okay. Next I made these out of the Sew Hayley Jane December box, which the theme had winter warmers. I made some pajamas. I made this top, which this was a brushed cotton, and I used the brushed side on the inside so it was nice and soft. And then this was one of the fat quarters that came in the box as well, and I really liked the star one. There was actually two of the star fat quarters, and I used them both for the top of this. And this top is the Simple Sew Stylish Shell top, and yeah, it worked really well as a pajama top, and it also works really well for just using up fabric scraps, because I mean I made, I think it was View C, where it was the centre of the front and back bodice that was a different fabric, and then the front and back yoke and the sleeves were another fabric, and I was really pleased with that. It's really comfy having the brushed cotton on the inside, and it's really good length for me. And then I also used the brushed cotton. I mean, I didn't bother with pattern matching because it was pajama bottoms, but I used it as well to make these pajama bottoms for me, which I made using the Sew Over It Ultimate Pajamas pattern. And these are also super comfortable, but when they come out of the wash you need to kind of like shape them so that they don't dry a bit weird. And also with this, the fat quarter, the star one, if you do have this fabric from the So Hailey Jane box, these fat quarters you do need to pre-wash on quite a hot wash because the stars make it a little bit stiff. So definitely pre-wash both of these fabrics if you have them, because the tartan does shrink a little bit because it's a brushed cotton, and this one just needs some help becoming a little bit less stiff. And I would iron this fabric because it comes out a bit creasy, but like I said, it's pajamas and it doesn't really matter too much. So that's those. Moving on to the next one. Now, I think I'm staying with chronological order, but to be honest with you, I'm not sure. Next is this penny dress. Woohoo! It's pretty. The penny dress made from I think it's Lady McElroy fabric, and I got it from Doughty's, and they were very kind and sent this to me as well to use. And it looks a funny shape because of the elastic, but yeah, it's quite a lightweight fabric. I think it's a cotton lawn, but I knew I wanted it to be a penny dress because I hadn't made a penny dress, and I mean, I'll just have to kind of, I've been wearing a slip underneath it, but I'll just wait until summer, until it's a bit warmer, to wear this properly. But I just knew that this fabric should be this pattern. It's got some hair on it. Ooh. And I usually, because I use my crutches quite a lot, oh, I'm wearing the Sew Over It Alex shirt today, in case you're wondering. Because I use my crutches a lot, I have quite bulky upper arms, so I prefer to have them covered because I feel like it doesn't quite match the rest of my body, like it's a weird proportion. So I am usually quite tentative when it comes to grown-on sleeves. The Doris dress ones are just about long enough, and I usually add a little trim of some sort to make them seem a little bit longer. These ones are, I mean, your shoulder sort of hits about here, so they do cover a bit of your arm, but I'd prefer it to be a bit longer. But I mean, obviously, because it's a grown-on sleeve, the pattern itself, unless you changed it, the pattern doesn't go any longer. You can't change it to be longer unless you change the armhole and everything. But I really liked it. It's really comfy. These aren't proper buttonholes. I've just sewed the buttons on because it hits your bust point, the top button, and the waist is elasticated, so it is quite easy to get on. Yeah, so that's really nice. And the fabric is, I said in the blog post that I wrote, I said that the fabric is kind of, I feel it's because of the colour scheme, it feels more grown up and more sophisticated than I usually make, but still quite fun, because it's like, it's just a really interesting print. I really like sort of the look of screen printing and silk screen printing, that's the same thing, and like stamping and stuff, and this kind of has that look because of the sort of reddy shadows that are also on the fabric. But I mean, I could keep talking about this. It's my first penny dress, and I will definitely make another one, but I'm probably more likely to make more of the tie front tops than I am of the actual dress, just because I really, really like the look of the collar and just that general look. When you're wearing it, it is kind of a mix of 70s and 40s, and there's a, in the post about this as well, which, like I said, I'll link below, I showed you a picture of one of the fashion bloggers that I follow, and I also used the same picture in my autumn sewing plans video. And it was just that exact like look of the collar, and I really loved it. And yes, so that was that. Next I will do my disappointing make. I have one disappointing make this month, and it wasn't for me, it was for someone else. It was for Will. I made him pajama bottoms last year for Christmas, and I made him these ones again this year. This fabric is like, I got it from Simply Fabrics in London when I went shopping with Rosa. And it's very, very pajama fabric. It has like a blue warp and a greeny sort of weft, so the checks are blue and green and white. Rather, goodness me, I am not doing my best today. Well, I am not talking my best today. But But yeah, it was just really pajama-y fabric, and I thought it was really nice. And I also added pockets. I just used this is the Sew Over It Ultimate Pyjamas pattern as well. I added these little bee pockets that I really liked. They were from a So Hailey Jane box as well. And I just thought that the colours went really nicely, and he really likes bees, so I was pleased with that. They're lovely deep pockets. And I measured him, but obviously because it was a present I couldn't really try it on him as I went. And they ended up being way too small, and I was really sad because I was so pleased with them, and I was so pleased with the pockets, and I put a lot of thought into it. But oh well, he can't help that he has bigger thighs than I was anticipating. So I will probably get a separate men's pattern for the pyjamas, because I keep getting confused between the different pieces, the different sizes that I have in my Sew Over It pyjama ones. I'll just get a separate men's one, because then I can make sure that they fit him and just keep those there. Yeah, but what I will probably end up doing, because I don't want to waste them, put elastic in that's my size and make them shorter, because even if they're really wide on my legs, I don't mind. They're pyjamas. I'd rather they were baggy than tight. So that was kind of a bummer, but definitely fixable and definitely still going to be usable. So not a total failure, but a bit. It was funny when he put them on. What else can I say? And finally, well, not finally, there was another thing that I made for Will, but it wasn't sort of made from scratch thing. I will insert either a clip or a photo or something here if I can. I borrowed a white t-shirt of his from his mum while he was off at uni, and he's a really big Bowie fan, David Bowie. And so I looked at loads of different line drawings on Pinterest and stuff, and I tried the carbon paper tracing, but it was a really fiddly sort of line drawing, so I ended up just sort of drawing it on myself, and then I embroidered it, and I went through 3 different shirts trying to get it perfect, and in the end I was quite pleased with it. It looks alright, I think. I mean, it's not perfect, but I think that sort of adds to the look of it. And he really likes it. He's worn it quite a lot, so I think that present went down well, but I'll insert a clip or photo of some sort if I can of him wearing it, and I was really pleased with that. It took me months. I started it in like September or something. I was very pleased though. And finally, there's a thread there that I need to snip off. Finally, here is my little red dress. I will link the video. And this was the dress that I made. It is not buttoned up, apart from the top one. I used these really cool white wooden buttons that I got ages ago. And they were actually originally on a different top, but I ended up getting rid of that top because it wasn't like one of my best makes and I didn't wear it. So I took the buttons and the ribbon off of it, and I've put them on here instead. And I really am pleased with how it went. I shortened the sleeves, I lengthened the skirt, and I love it. The fabric is from Sew Me Sunshine. It's another cotton and steel one. It's from the Beauty Shop range, and I think it's called like Shower Cap or something. And one of my favourite parts of it is the fact that the selvage is so cute, and I kept the selvage. I need to keep remembering to sit up. I'm going to be moving all about in this video, and I'm sure it's very annoying. But the selvage is really adorable, and I kept the "You look nice today," so that sort of if the dress flaps at the bit where there's no buttons, you can see that bit, and it's really cool. And I wore this one on Christmas Day, and I got a lot of compliments, even though I was a bit overdressed because everyone else was sort of wearing comfy clothes or pyjamas or something. I was wearing that, and I was always going to wear that, and I'm glad I wore that. And it looks, even if I do say so, it looks really nice. I was really pleased with it. So yeah, those are all of my makes for this month. That's going to be hard to edit out because I started coughing right at the end of the word. Those are all my makes for this month, and if you don't want to hear the chatty bit, you can go now. I won't hold that against you, and I will just see you in my next video. My next video is going to be fingers crossed, if all goes to plan, I'm going to have a sort out, a ruthless one, of my wardrobe, because I need to start implementing the 1 in 1 out rule, because I only have one wardrobe and it's not like massive, it's kind of average wardrobe size, and I have some drawers, so I'm going to be sorting out my wardrobe, my jumpers, my shoes, my drawers, as in drawers, not knickers, drawers. And I thought you might want to see the clothes aspect of it. It won't be like a super hugely long video. I will speed it up so that you can see, and then I'll go through at the end what I'm getting rid of and what I'm keeping, what I'm putting into off-season storage and stuff, just because I thought that might be, I will be getting rid of some me-made things that I just never wear. I never used to think I'd get rid of any of them, but now that I've made so many things, there are just some that I'm never going to wear, and that I appreciate that they were just sort of a practice and that I didn't really think through what I was making, because I made so many skirts and I never really wear skirts. So that's that. And yes, that will be my next video. Mum always comments or says to me that I take forever to say bye. I'm not saying bye yet, I'm just talking. I've been working really hard on the business. I have to do that every time I say it. The business idea that I had, the whole caring for your clothes thing. Like I said, I've been working on it for absolutely months, like since I think I started doing my research for it last maybe April or May I started, so now is really the time for it to start, and I'm just literally figuring out the website plan for it so that I can start scheduling posts and making it all pretty and adding the shop, because there are so many things that I said in a few videos back that I was going up for a job, and then I'm over it, but she never rang me back, even though she said she'd ring me whether I got the job or not. But it's okay, it's okay. I'm still looking into saving money for going to the London College of Fashion, which is kind of also what the business idea was for. The whole printables and everything was going to be putting money towards that. But also it's just something I really want to do, and something that I think everyone will like, because I went through it all in the last video, so I won't bore you with it again, but I will be giving you updates on it. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel and follow me on Instagram. Sometimes, I mean, I'm rubbish at Facebook, but you can go and hit up Facebook if you want to. But I will be updating you on how that's going, and hopefully, well, definitely by the end of January that will be up and running. I'm working on another printable for going in the, it's not really a printable, this is more of a physical thing that will be going in the Hobbling Handmades shop. I might as well tell you because it will be out soon, hopefully. It's hard to explain without actually showing you, but they're going to be little cards that you write down the measurements of someone on, so that you can measure them, write down the date that you measured them. I'm going to be listing literally everything that you could measure. I mean, you don't have to fill them all in, but I will be listing everything that you could possibly measure, and I'm doing ones for women, men and children, and I'm going to be putting them up as printables and as a physical one. The physical one will be kind of in a, the plan is anyway, it's like a little book with a page at the front that explains how to measure all the things that I put in there, and it will sort of be removable so that you can add sheets or take the sheets away as people like grow, or you have new people you want to make stuff for. So that's the plan. That will be available as physical and PDF, and that should be out in the Hobbling Handmades Etsy shop by the end of the month. So the Etsy shop will be linked below as well. At the moment I have cowl neck snoods, not cowl neck, just they're called, I think they're also called cowls and snoods and infinity scarves, and also the inspiration printable, which is going to be, I'm sorry to say, is going to be the cheapest of the printables, just because I had it up for free before, but it's only 20p, and the others I can't really say how much they're going to be yet because I don't really know, but a lot of work has been going into all of the things I've been making, and I do need to save money. So as bad as I feel for asking for money for these things, I have been working really hard on them, and yeah, I do need to make some money. But I'll see you again next week. I might be ramping up videos a bit more just to kind of see if ad revenue might be able to contribute to the I might be ramping up my videos just because I need the ad revenue, which doesn't cost you anything obviously. It just means you have an advert at the start of the video. It just gives me a bit of cash that I can always appreciate, and I'm just saving up for loads of different things. Yes, so I really could have done with that tailor job, but to be honest, a 9 to 5 sort of job isn't really realistic for me, just because I have my crutches right there, just out of shot for you, and I had trouble getting out of bed this morning, and this is the most productive thing I'm going to be doing all day. I won't be able to shower, I won't be able to go downstairs. I don't really know how I'm going to feed myself. I'll see if I can get Will to come over to bring me some food. But I'm having a bad pain day today. I think a lot of people are having bad pain days today because of the weather. And I'm rambling again, but also I'm going to be doing a lot more chronic illness sort of content on my Hobbling Handmades thing. Oh, also I meant to say last time, Hobbling Handmades is not going anywhere. It's just as well as this new business idea. I'm doing two separate things. They're totally sort of unrelated from each other, unrelated to each other. I'll be running them independently to each other, and they're both going to be their own thing. So don't worry about me going anywhere. Thank you for your worried comments on the last video. Hobbling Handmades is going to remain exactly the same as it is. Just it will be kind of more content on things focused on the Hobbling Handmades. It'll be just my makes and my plans and my goals, and a lot more chronicles of illness things. It's just that all of the clothing care stuff will whiz over to the other one. Names at the moment is really hard. I keep finding names, and thank you so much for all of your suggestions on the last video. You kept coming up with amazing names. I really loved On the Mend, I loved The Closet Caretaker. Handle with Care was one of the ones that I put in the description as one of the names that I'd thought of, and then someone commented it, and I'm not sure if they saw the description and then thought, yeah, that's a good one, I'll comment that, or if they thought of it independently, in which case, like, that's a sign. I mean, if we both thought of it separately, that would be really cool. But at the moment, the name options are Handle with Care, The Clothing Care Company, which is quite a long one. I really liked On the Mend, but Handle with Care and On the Mend both have their URLs taken, and the Instagram names are kind of taken, so I'd have to make it a variation on that. But On the Mend has a lot more variations than Handle with Care, so On the Mend is a little bit tricky because there was this whole, it's just a bit odd. I'm working around it, so it's Handle with Care, On the Mend, The Clothing Care Company, and Loved Clothes Last, which is, like I said in the last one, the ultimate one. When I actually went to look, the URL and the Instagram names haven't been taken, so I've contacted the Fashion Revolution organisation to ask if they would mind if I bought it, because that's the name of their fanzine. So I don't know if they're intending on buying it at some point, or if they would sue me for using their name and also talking about something similar, but I've contacted them. I actually emailed them on Christmas Day because that was when I realised that it wasn't open, and also how excited I am about the cause that I would take time out of my Christmas Day to email them. But I haven't heard back from them yet, and it's been like a week and a half, so if they don't reply, I feel like I'll probably have to not use that one, which would be really a shame because that's my favourite one. But anyway, I'll be speaking to you soon. I'm sorry that I've rambled on for so long. I'm sure that a lot of you have gone by now, and I'm probably just talking to myself really. But thank you if you have made it to the end. I appreciate that. And I hope you have had a lovely start of your 2018, and I have. Will be going back soon, so that's a bit of a bummer, but it means I can spend more time with you. So anyway, bye, see you next week. Bye.